Hi, I'm Karen. We're here at Montavilla Sewing Center, and today we're talking about the Janome HD-3000. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do regular maintenance on your machine. This is caring for your machine. Okay, to start with, you want to unthread your machine. So we always snip the thread up here, pull the excess thread out that way, and remember that's to keep from building up lint right here. Always have the thread going towards the needle. Then take out the bobbin and put that in the accessory tray right there. The next thing I like to do is take out the needle. So use a screwdriver in your accessory and just undo that a little bit, just enough so that falls down there. You can hang on to it if you need to, but I also like to put this in a safe place, not just on the table. Then you can use your screwdriver to undo this one screw. I kind of like this screwdriver better. This is a screwdriver that you'd purchase separately, but it is a Janome screwdriver, and it's nice and short. Also, you can use the side of the screwdriver. Any of those corners will work just fine. So, and I'm going to also take the foot off and get that out of the way. There's a storage spot for it right there at the top. Really nice and convenient. They really have a good system for organizing your presser feet. Okay, there we go. Once you get it up far enough, you can just undo that with your fingers. I'm going to put that down in the accessory tray as well. At this point, we can just lift off the needle plate, take it out of the way, and then there is a brush that comes with your machine. Just go ahead and brush that out. I kind of prefer this brush, and I'll tell you in a minute why, but any brush will work. And brush it out good. Any lint that's in there, brush your bobbin case really well. Also, if you get a thread tangle underneath there, this is how you would take it apart to do that. And I would recommend taking your needle out because that just gets it out of the way. Now, your book is going to tell you for safety purposes to turn off your machine. But for educational purposes today, I'm leaving the machine on so you can see the light there. Okay, so we want to clean this out really good. You can also use your vacuum cleaner attachment as you're brushing to help get out some lint, but don't use that spray can air because that can push lint further back in your machine. And also, if you spray it long enough, it's going to start spraying frost. And frost is moisture, and you don't want that in your machine. So, also clean in between the feed dogs. Now, that's important, especially if you sewn something like flannel or anything that's fuzzy. That lint will build up in the feed dog, so we want to clean that out. Now, how often should you do this cleaning? Probably once a week if you sew every day, but if you only sew a couple times a week, maybe once a month should be right. The exception to that is if you've just sewn a pair of pajamas, clean it right after that project. Okay. Also, you can bring in your machine for regular maintenance here at Montavilla Sewing Center. So, to put this back in, we need to have this little knob right to the left of that flexible stopper. That's how you put it in and fit it in right like that. And then make sure that it's evenly on the rim, so it's sitting on that rim. This part is, when it takes a stitch, stays stationary, the case does, while the outer part goes around it. So it needs to cleanly go around there. So that's where it should be. And put this guy back on there. Fits right over there, right over the feed dogs. And then we put the screw back in there. Pretty quick and easy to do since there's only one screw. Really nice feature. And nice and tight, screw tight. Then I'm going to get the needle out. And I'm putting the needle in before putting the foot back on because I want to make sure I don't have anything in the way. Now, the reason why I like this brush is because it has a needle inserter in the end like that. Okay, and it acts like a handle for the needle. And yes, you can use your fingers if you want to, but this makes it a little bit easier. These two tools, this little triangular screwdriver and this brush, are fairly inexpensive, but you'll thank me if you get them. Okay, so we start out with the flat side of the needle facing away, facing towards the back of the machine. And then I poke that down there where it sews and it comes straight up. Now there's this little window. You can see that little window there. That's where the top of the needle is. You can see the needle is not there, and there it is. Now, I can feel that I've got it all the way up just by holding the tool. But I was showing you the window so you know where side to side the needle goes. Tighten it by hand. You can use either one of these. It doesn't really matter. I can even use the side of the screwdriver to tighten that up. You always want it more than just finger tight, because the vibration of the needle going up and down could cause this, if it's only finger tight, to come loose and then your needle drops out. So make sure it's screwdriver tight. Next thing would be to put the foot back on. Hold your foot front and back just like this. Match up the hole in the foot with a hole in the needle plate. If you need to, you can lift up your presser foot a little higher, let it down gently, and that puts the foot right back on. So that is basic machine maintenance on your Janome HD-3000. You don't need to do any lubrication, but as I mentioned earlier, if you do a lot of sewing especially, but I would say just in general, it might be a good idea to bring in your machine once a year here at Montavilla Sewing Center, and our technicians will go over it, make sure everything's lubricated and adjusted correctly. And just like you spend money on your car, even if nothing's wrong with it, you bring it in for regular maintenance. It's a good idea to do that for your machine. It will last longer and give you better sewing. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you have, give us a thumbs up. And if you have comments or questions, you can leave those in the area down below. We have lots of other videos on this machine and on other machines here on our Montavilla YouTube channel, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.